Welcome to Memphis, Tennessee. Named for the ancient capital of Egypt up the Nile River, Memphis was founded in 1819. Downtown has some amazing skyscrapers with some great architecture. In addition to that, of course, Memphis is most famously known for Beale Street, where the blues were born. Beale Street has tons of musical history on it, in addition to having some pretty amazing places like the Old Daisy Theater. The Old Daisy Theater is right there on Beale Street and is visible because you can find the Old Daisy Theater right across the street from the New Daisy Theater, which was built to replace it. You also have an amazing general store in A. Schwab's, which actually has some of the most eclectic and interesting things you could possibly want to shop for. And of course, you have the riverboats. The Mississippi River runs right through Memphis, and those bridges downtown are so well lit. This video hardly does it justice, but the light shows on the bridges are just amazing. Even the rail bridge is lit in beautiful red and white. And of course, tying back to Memphis' origins with the name in Egypt, we have the giant pyramid. Originally constructed as a convention center, this has been converted into a Bass Pro Shops today. The largest in the country with 4 restaurants, boats in the water inside, and just an amazing thing to be able to see, as well as an observation point on the top. But no visit is complete without going to the Lorraine Motel and this National Civil Rights Museum. This is where Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968, and their collection is incredible. They've got replicas of the bus from the bus boycotts in Montgomery, Alabama. They also have replicas of the Woolworth sit-ins from the Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s, as well as one of the damaged buses from the Freedom Riders. In addition to that, one of the best exhibits I saw was the replica of Martin Luther King's jail cell from Birmingham, where he wrote letters from a Birmingham jail. We also have one of the garbage trucks from the Memphis garbage strike, which is why King was in town. And we can see his hotel room, which has been remarkably well preserved, as well as the room across the hall that was being used for staff. And we even have the cars down inside the parking lot that we would have seen on that day in 1968. One of the best civil rights museums I've seen anywhere in the country. And of course, in addition to that, we have plenty of other things to do, like go to eat at the Arcade restaurant. Open since 1919, the Arcade is an amazing old diner. You can even see the wares in the table where they've been sliding plates across them for over 100 years. And it's not without having tons of celebrity guests come through, including having a booth that was specifically reserved for Elvis Presley when he was around. But far and away, one of the most peculiar Memphis traditions is at the Peabody Hotel. In 1933, the owner of the hotel brought his live duck decoys back to the hotel after a hunting trip, and he decided to just put them in this fountain for a little while, and people absolutely loved it. That ended up with the hotel acquiring 5 mallards that we can see here, and they will take these mallards and bring them down from the duck palace on the roof every morning by elevator, and then they take them back up to the roof every day at 5 o'clock. In this video, we can actually see these ducks being led down the red carpet. Well, they will head into the elevator by the duck master. He's the one in the red jacket who's leading them down. This little guy is a little early. He's got to the end of the red carpet before it's been rolled all the way out. So we'll actually see that get rolled out, but he'll already be in the elevator by that point. And the other 4 will follow shortly thereafter. So there they go, rolling out the rest of the red carpet. Everyone loves to be able to watch the ducks come down. Absolutely amazing experience and completely unique. So if you get a chance to go to Memphis, this is not to be missed. Here we go. They got a little distracted. Now we're going to see the rest of those guys run into the elevator, so we can see them head on in. We also want to make a trip over to some of that music history, including Sun Studios. Legendary Sun Studios, which was home to Elvis to record, as well as more modern bands like U2. It's also incredible inside. Wonderful tour, and of course you've got to see Miss Denise, who works inside there. She's worked there for over 30 years. And if you want to get something to eat, Charlie Vergas Rendezvous downtown with the amazing charcoal ribs and that legendary Memphis dry rub. You can see some of those ribs here, along with a side of baked beans, 2 sides of baked beans. In addition to that, you can head over to the Stax Soul Museum. The Stax Soul Museum and the Stax Recording Studios were actually torn down in 1989, but they were rebuilt in 2001. and they have some amazing stuff, including a replica of a rural church here where some of that music got its origins. We can see the inside of that replica here. In addition to that, we have all sorts of other kind of exhibits inside there. We can even see the offices here, and we'll be able to see some of the recording equipment. But one of my favorite things to see inside there was Isaac's Hayes actual Cadillac, which is on a rotating plinth that rotates around 360 degrees. So you can see inside, you can even see the shag carpeting he's got inside there. So absolutely amazing to be able to see that. And of course, we can't leave Memphis without mentioning the biggest musical icon in Memphis history, with a tie to that, and that would be Elvis Presley. So you can head right on out to Graceland, the home of Elvis Presley. So this is the entrance to Graceland. It's amazing how much stuff is at Graceland. So here's the house itself, which you can of course visit and tour on the inside of. You can see the home itself here, and you'll be able to see his beautiful dining room, as well as his a little bit more eclectic den that you're going to see here in just a second. And of course, you also have his car collection out there, including one of the more famous ones, the pink Cadillac. So we can see that pink Cadillac here. Also, one of the rarer cars that he had was a Mercedes Grosser, which we can see here. And one of my personal favorites, and I threw in here just for fun, is the Ferrari Dino. He also had two planes out there, the Lisa Marie, which we can see here, and a smaller aircraft as well. You can walk through those planes, and you can walk through the Lisa Marie, which you can actually see the interior of right here, his kind of living room that he had inside that aircraft. And then, of course, got to get downtown for one more food stop, and that's going to be Dyer's Burger. Open since 1912. They've been using the same grease since that time. So imagine how well seasoned the grease is if it's been being used since the Titanic was on the oceans. Here's one of those legendary burgers, one of the best burgers I've ever had. So make sure you get down to Memphis, see these buildings like this one on Beale Street, and just feel the vibe of the city. It's an amazing town and a great place to go. Hope you visit there soon. An awesome spot.